Hey guys, this is Agamemnon here from SE2 Mistakes, and I'm casting here with my partner.
Furious Geo.
And by partner, I don't mean that kind of partner. We actually
He means the other type of partner.
Oh, now it's really confusing.
Oh, is that, did that make that more confusing?
I think that made it worse.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe we'll clear that up.
Then
in
the other
video.
partner than what you're thinking the other partner is.
Yeah, if you're thinking that partner, it's the other partner.
It's the other partner.
Yeah. Unless you're thinking about the other partner.
And then think of the other one.
Then it's the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, good.
That's clear. We've cleared that up.
I'm glad we started that way.
Okay, so by the way, at SC2 Mistakes, you learn from our mistakes. And in this video, we're going to see Ring learn from his own mistakes, like a genius. So we talked a bit in the other video when you're doing a forge fast expand, how to build your first buildings. And you might be wondering, guys, if you watch part 1, why Ring is not building right here. Any ideas, Gio?
Well, I mean, the first thing is much different map.
Yep.
Although, well, I think it's a natural choke point anyways.
Where is that? Right here?
With those destructible rocks? No, there.
Yeah, but that does
when
that
he's
does
doing the
wide.
forward fast expands, you know what? That's pretty. It's an interesting thought. Like, why wouldn't he put it there?
Well,
and see, now I would. If
Yeah.
my plan was to wall off as quickly as possible, I probably would put it there.
And that's a good point. That is the fastest way to block off your forward expansion. Yeah.
Now there's a lot other there's many other ways you could get in. So
like
maybe
such as here actually.
That's maybe the reason in the very early game.
So let's just take a look at the map for a second. In the north here, we have a ramp. But are there destructible rocks that lead to it?
No, I think it's wide open.
It's wide open. So actually there was that's a really smart move here, because if Ring had put his forward buildings here, the Zerg opponent would just walk right around them.
Yeah.
And he'd be lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but he did this much different than he did before.
Yeah, he did it different than he did before, but one of the things that he did that is excellent, and we talked about this, is using your buildings to make a wall.
Right.
So even though his buildings are not right at the front ramp, which as we can see on this map is actually quite risky.
There's a lot of space.
There's a lot of space
there too.
And this right here is not too bad of a narrow choke.
Nope.
You could possibly have this pylon here and have a couple other buildings and have a pretty decent wall at the front there.
Now, one thing we are noticing is our opponent, Rank, is doing a far better job in scouting than our last opponent.
Absolutely.
Oh, we have a annoying expansion block.
That's not annoying to me. That's
and as
beautiful.
Playing against Zerg, you always want to do that, unless you're playing against me.
Hey, do you notice when they're
But
fighting?
I don't think I've ever seen a bronze player do that, so I don't have to worry about it.
I love the drones. Looks like they're boxing. It's like, boom.
They kind of look like crawfish or something.
Oh, delicious. Okay, so the other thing that Lucas does here that I really think is really cool is he actually uses his Nexus as part of his wall. Look at that. That's really cool. And I'm just going to pause it here for a second, because you guys might be wondering why I like this, and I was so opposed to what he was doing before. What I really love about this...
You really were opposed to it. Like, you were getting angry.
I was banging my fists. I was raging. Yeah. No, but what I love about this is that at least it's a cohesive wall.
Right. It's a line.
It's a line that he's drawn just right across, and it terminates right here at the bottom of his ramp. So he has the fluid movement of his units that he would want.
Yeah.
But it's much harder for the Lings to do a run-by all the way across this wall
and
than
it gives
would
him
be to go right through a gap that would have been left.
And it would give him a lot of protection for his probes. Because if the Lings came, they'd have to run by the cannons.
Yep.
The probes could run into the main.
And be protected
by... And then they would have to run by the cannons again.
Yeah, and actually the probes... To tell you the truth, in one of my videos that I did on AGL, in my playlist, probes actually do really good against Zerglings.
Yeah.
But with the support of one or two cannons, it would be no problem to fight the Zerglings here.
Yeah.
and repulse that attack.
Yep.
And then if you've got 2 bases and you've really got your saturation going, a quick 6 pool is never going to stand up to a good forward fast expansion.
Yep.
So, Gio, I know you did a little research on some of the numbers for expansions.
Sorry, apparently Rank is very impressed by his own computer. So you just wanted to put that out to everybody.
Ooh, $4,000. Too bad mine's
Oh, RingSacul with the reply.
Yeah, so could you maybe walk us through a little bit of the math as to, what the value is in expanding?
It's very interesting math. So I don't. How many probes do you think he has there right now?
Right now he has.
Well, how many probes he has on the map? Let's just take a look.
Oh,
at the
units.
units.
Okay, sure.
So
he has 28
probes. So we'll say he's probably got 22 probably mining right now, because I think he does have a couple down at his expansion.
And he also has 6 on gas.
You know, we'll say he's got 20.
Sure, let's say 20. Okay.
Because that's a perfect example. So this is for everybody. If you have 20 workers,
yeah,
whatever race you're at, doesn't matter, and you're one base, you're going to be collecting 1,030 minerals a minute.
1,030 per minute. Okay.
If
on one
you
base.
go to, if you make 8 more workers,
yeah,
your mineral production a minute only goes up by 100 on one base. This is on one base.
And to make those 8 workers, you had to spend 4.
You got to spend a lot.
Yeah.
A very interesting point, and this is kind of like you have to expand. This is what we're trying to get across. You have to expand. This is the key. Is going from 24 workers to 28 workers on one base, you actually lose mining production.
Really?
At 24 workers, you're mining 1,140 minerals a minute.
Okay.
When you build 4 more workers, you're mining 1,130 minerals a minute.
No,
and that has to get into they're
running into each other. Yeah.
And I mean, we know full saturation is 3 workers per patch.
Yeah, that's full saturation. Yep.
But really, you should never have full saturation on one base.
No, they do say that the most efficient way of doing it is having 2.5 per mineral patch.
So you should already be it's kind of tough in a game to know how many workers you have going, but if you're around the 20 worker mark, you should have another expansion going.
Yes.
And start putting some workers on that expansion. Because you're really not gaining too much more by always sending workers to your original base.
Absolutely. And and if you guys take a look at our macro videos, you'll see the value of and the habit that we should all be in of constantly making workers. So if you stay only on one base, constantly making workers doesn't work once you get to a certain point.
It doesn't. You're losing money.
Yeah.
You're literally, not only is the worker costing you money, but you are not mining.
And you're not making more.
Many minerals.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I guess that's one of the benefits of the forge fast expand is because then those saturation numbers double because you have 2 bases.
Yep.
One thing I'd like to really bring attention to with Lucas's play here, which I love, is the number of production buildings he has up is excellent.
Yeah.
I think he's got 9 there.
Especially at the time period he's at too.
11. What a difference, Gio. I'm just going to pause for a quick second. Do you remember in the last game, he was trying to have like 4 bases by this point?
Yeah.
I think it was.
We're total change in...
I think he learned his lesson.
How much money he has.
Yeah.
Right? He's still on 2 bases. He's just being more efficient with his minerals. Instead of spending them on those expansions, not getting the mining out of the cost of them and losing it.
Right.
He's now building the army. He's getting that the full saturation.
Yep.
He's got tons of production buildings. There's no question he's going to be able to build an army basically at any point he wants at this right now.
For sure. And it looks like he's moving out here.
He's spending his gas very well. I'm not sure if he's maybe a little stuck for gas.
Well, he might need more gas. I'm not sure how his mining is here. Oh, no, he could improve his mining on gas just a little bit.
And from our last game we saw, he seems... Ring likes to upgrade.
Yep.
So that's gas intensive. So
absolutely. Yeah, and stalkers are too.
Stalkers are, so he might.
Well,
I know as a Zerg player, when I start getting into gas-intensive units, that's really when I wish I already had those extra expansions up.
Right.
So I could be mining from those gas.
And I don't mean to interrupt you here, but do you notice the big difference that Ring did in this game and last? He put down this expansion. When did he put it down?
Perfect.
He put it down when his army was at the front. So we just got to drive that point home.
We kind of missed it, but he even checked for that 4th base down there too.
Yes, he did.
He went down, he checked,
he scouted that,
and then he's like, "Okay, I can expand." He's doing a lot more poking and prodding in this game.
And again, look at the response that causes.
Yep.
Does Rank want to move out and attack? No, no, no. He wants to stay back.
And we've talked about this before too. This is obviously a different point of the game, but Ring is moving into a front ramp control position right now with his opponent.
Yep.
He wants to control the front of his opponent's base.
And look at this scouting. This is excellent because he knows that right up there would be the next natural expansion. So
if
he's
it's not
checked
down
for that.
there, it must be up there.
So
That's
rank only has 3 bases, and so does the Protoss player. And usually, I think, as we mentioned before, Zerg players like to be at least 1 base ahead.
Yeah. Always. Yep. And I think Rank wants to do more scouting. He was doing a fantastic job. I have no idea what that means. 2-3-1, 2-3-3.
You know what it is?
He's talking in Matrix, I think.
He is a computer.
Yeah. We're playing against Neo.
Yes. So I just want to get back to the theme of our video. I don't want to get too sidetracked. Ring did not receive any forward pressure at the beginning. He didn't get rushed, but still, I think he could have held it.
Yeah, definitely.
And you'll notice also that he has a nice solid wall. It goes right from the base of the ramp here. It's connected with solid buildings. He's got 2 cannons, and he's even using his Nexus, and even the Twilight Council is an extension of that wall. But he's managed to maintain his freedom of movement on his ramp, which is what Protoss players really need. So again, just want to drive home that point, and because he feels so comfortable at home, he feels comfortable to go forward and attack.
I think that the timing's really interesting because about this 14-minute, 15-minute points, Ring was going for his 4th expansion.
That's right, he was. And it was getting attacked pretty quickly.
And I kind of said it before, does he need to expand so quickly when his initial goal was to just fast expand?
Yeah, and the answer to that is no. You can
if he didn't this is how I kind of think about it. If you're not going to fast expand, you're spending your money on your army.
Right.
So your army's big enough so when you're at the 15-minute point, now you can throw down a couple expansions.
Exactly.
Because you can defend them.
That's right.
When you fast expand, the whole point is to fast expand early and then build your army.
Right.
Right? And I think he got that a little
backwards
the last time. He's doing it much better this time.
Yeah, like let's look at that army supply. What a difference.
Yeah.
He really delayed his 3rd expansion, but his army is at 88 compared to Rank
60
actually
to 88.
Isn't my face red? Rank is actually out.
But
anyways, the point is it's close.
Player, that's
not bad.
I mean, a Zerg player is always going to have a higher army supply.
Yeah, that's true.
But a Protoss player will always be able to beat that. And I would assume that I bet you Ring's units are upgraded. No question.
Let's take a look. He's got a +3 for the damage. Excellent. Look at that.
So that will melt through a army slightly larger.
Again,
especially, and they have blink right now. So.
Yeah. Oh, nice blink forward while they're running. Perfect. Excellent. But look, Ring was able to defend his 3rd like that.
Yep.
You know, but also notice he's not running for a 4th right now.
No.
He realizes that the 3 is good. Look at his money. Let's check his income. He's got a lot of money coming.
Yeah. He could definitely. He's a little supply blocked to use his money, I think.
Yeah, because those gateways are going to run through that supply.
Oh. Yeah, no problem. So at 150 with that much money, he needs to throw some pylons. Does he have any pylons being built right now? I hope so.
Sorry, he does not. That's okay. He's focusing on other things right now. But yeah, it's just such a big difference. Like was mentioned, if you're gonna go for that fast expand, make sure that that second base is up and actually worth something before you move on to the third.
I think this is a mistake by our Zerg player. I mean, I understand that he sees stalkers, so he's building lings.
He's not only building lings; he's going spine crawler.
He's starting to turtle.
Yeah.
I just don't think this late in a game, lings against stalkers are going to be that effective, especially because he saw the Archons.
Those Archons chew through Zerglings.
And
they just chew through
with the splash damage, I think that was he shouldn't have. Maybe he just doesn't have the production buildings back home.
Yeah.
He hasn't gone to that.
Well, we have an engagement here. I'm just going to slow it down. And let's take a look at what happens.
I mean, look at those lings. Just like they're not even going to do anything. And this is just not a good. It's not a good area for Zerg to attack. Right here.
But he wants to expand.
Yeah.
He wants to expand.
If anything, he should have split that army up, because he had basically 3 entrance points to where that Protoss army was.
Yes.
And he should have hit him at both sides, because a concave against Protoss, it's just not going to work.
Especially when the players got blink like that and able to pull the wounded units to the back of the army.
Yeah, it's just
very difficult to.
It's suicide. It's suicide.
And look at what he's forced him to do. He's forced him to take an awkward expansion far away from his main army, which is here, and that makes this very susceptible.
And we see our Zerg players now in a point where he almost can't go to the next tier because he doesn't have enough bases.
Yeah, all he's doing right now is he's
trying to
upgrading and
his
just building more roaches.
Roach lings.
Yeah.
And that
he's almost mined out there.
He just doesn't have the money.
Ooh, run away. Run, Stalkers blink. Nice.
The only thing, if we want to look at the Zerg player's point of view, that he could do to try and help this is start pushing his creep out. His creep's pretty terrible. Now I do know that with the Observer, the Stalkers have been able to take out a lot of that creep.
Okay.
But he needs to push his creep out and move his spines with it.
Sure, and get that vision.
Because he needs that base.
Yeah, he needs that base. He's starving it.
Yeah, he needs the base.
And he can't even do a drone transfer here to get this saturated quickly.
He won't. So if he could somehow push the creep, draw a nice spine line right down here, and take this base. Why not take this? I don't know why he's not taking this base.
Yeah.
And this one down here.
I guess the reason why he's not taking this one is because he's got stalkers surrounding it. He has to engage and take out all those stalkers.
And that's why I think like he just needs to move those spines out because he needs. Because the stalkers do not want to engage right now.
Right. What do we got here?
And the reason it's not the roaches.
Sorry.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not the roaches that are stopping them from engaging. It's the spine crawlers.
Yes. See, I also really like this play by Ring is the running away. I mean, it feels like you want to stand and fight, but really put some value on your units and back them off when you need to. Also, again, look when he expanded.
Yep, perfect.
He expanded right when the attack was happening. Excellent decision making. Really, really good. I don't think there's too much more to say for this game.
Is
Let's just speed it up
a perfect
just a
example of Zerg Protoss, where when Protoss starts winning the base battle, there's nothing the Zerg player can do. So the Zerg has a maxed out army.
Yep.
Protoss has a pretty much maxed out army.
Oh, you're right. Wow, I didn't even notice that.
And there is nothing that the Zerg player has in units that will be able to beat this.
Right,
he's still not upgrading, so I'm going to say he's probably fully upgraded on these Stalkers.
Let's take a look. Stalkers are +3/+2.
He's getting no shield.
Oh, look at this.
He's just started his 3 on the armor.
But again, this forward placement of his army has really allowed him to expand and get some map control. It's excellent.
And I think
this is something I was thinking about. Doesn't it look like this Overlord's had like a really rough night? Like drank a little too much or had some bad seafood maybe?
And just spewing.
Oh, feels so good. So much better.
And I think this is kind of talking about that forward pressure. This is one thing where bronze players specifically have to improve.
Absolutely.
Don't stay at your base with your army.
Yeah.
Bring that army out, right?
Yeah, it's scary, but you gotta try it. You just gotta try it.
You have to bring it out. There's no point in keeping it at your base.
And you know, on that note, I'll even tell you, I tried a game the other day where I played on the ladder.
Yeah.
And I'm in the Silver League. And I said to myself before I played the game, I said, I am simply going to try and play defensive.
Yep.
I'm not going to attack. I'm just going to sit in my base, and I'm going to try and expand and play defensive. And you know what? I got the crap kicked out of me.
Yeah.
Because having your army moving out and moving around the board, you get vision. You understand what the opponent has, what's coming at you. But when you're hiding behind your front lines, it's almost like you're guessing at what to counter with.
Yeah, and I mean...
And that makes it extremely hard to defend.
So, Ring knows exactly what tier level his opponent's army's at.
Yeah,
all he keeps seeing is he's just building
lings and roaches.
So I don't have to build anything else.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well, we finally see some infestors come out. This needed to be out a long time ago. Because you know, then you could at least paralyze and do some damage with your roaches. Or even lings. An infestor ling, it's a great combination.
Now, do you know if lings do any special... infestors, if they do any special damage to Archons? Like, I wasn't sure if they have... I'm actually just going to pause it for a quick second. Do they have something that affects energy?
I don't know.
It just immobilizes and infests? Yeah. Well, neuroparasite, maybe.
The neuroparasite, he does an interesting thing with his neuroparasite. I don't use neuroparasite a lot.
Yeah.
It's difficult. I think you only use neuroparasite when you have a very high level unit in a low level army.
Yeah.
So if I was going to neuroparasite this army, I'd probably do an immortal.
Okay. Yeah, because they soak up so much damage.
Yeah. I think an infestor is a better use for their, especially against a Protoss ball, their paralyze. I think that's what it's called. Is that what it's called?
Let's take a look. Hold on. It is fungal growth?
Fungal growth.
Fungal growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So their fungal growth is much better in this situation.
Sure. Absolutely, yeah.
Then he uses a neural parasite. Doesn't do that much.
Better just to do a few fungals.
Throw some fungals down.
Yeah.
Stop that army and let the roaches go to town.
Again, he's building more spine crawlers. I really don't like that decision. But on the other hand,
because what is he defending? He's not defending any minerals. He's defending, I guess, production buildings.
Tech and production. Yeah. But let's take a look at the income tab. He must be running low on money.
Oh,
look at the difference. He's not making nearly as much anymore. Yeah. So I'm just going to speed this up just a little bit more. I want to see this attack happen.
Man, look at those immortals.
Ooh. Boy, Lings do pretty good.
Sit there.
Not a lot of action going on here. Let's speed this up. I actually think this is what's the production? Hold on. I think Ring actually goes for a mothership in this game. Am I right?
Yeah, I believe he does.
So that's what we're waiting for, guys. So we get to sit and wait for the mothership. I think.
The mothership.
There it is.
The mothership rush.
So I don't even think he's going to attack until he gets that mothership.
Why?
I
know. I mean, I guess
I could
why?
be wrong.
Nothing's happening.
He's back.
He's going to swing around.
Now, I love the mothership, but I'm not really good at using it forward. I find that it gets picked off really quickly.
Yeah.
What I do like it for is the recall ability.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if your army's in trouble, you just pull it right back to your base.
How convenient.
Well, we got a bit of an engagement here.
So again, see there. So he did narrow parasite a mortal.
Oh,
got
a stalker
over here.
Look at that guy go.
I mean,
now I think
I don't know. I think it would just been better if you could just throw down some fungal growth on
I
that
think
whole
so.
group.
Hold the army down.
Because I mean, what is neuroparasiting one stalker gonna do?
Or what about using all that energy for a bunch of infested terrorists?
Yeah, I mean,
right at the beginning,
just
like
to draw fire even and let your roaches go.
Absolutely. Use them as a meat shield for that that period of time.
Because those roaches will.
Where's the mothership?
If they're let alone, they'll rip through those stalkers.
Where's the Oh, there she is. There she is. Oh, here she comes. Okay, now we're gonna see some fun. Let's speed up just a little bit.
Now we will be losing the mothership, won't we?
I think he does.
No, if we want to talk about part of the swarm.
Oh yes.
The mothership is gone.
It's basically like it's getting incorporated.
It's basically a base defender.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how to describe
it's like it's part of the Nexus.
Yeah, it creates
a defense.
A defense, a castle defense, if we want to call it that.
Yeah. And has a
and
recall.
It still has the recall.
Yeah.
From everywhere, which is fantastic.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Basically, if you're a Terran player and you haven't watched the new unit for multiplayer in Heart of the Swarm, don't watch it. Because you're basically... You're not getting much. You're getting some missiles.
Well, we lose carriers.
Yeah, you lose carriers. But nobody uses carriers anyway.
Yeah, so. not enough, that's for sure.
Yeah. I don't think Zerg is losing anything.
I think...
And just gaining.
Do they not lose the Overseer? I could be wrong, but I think they...
I don't know. They might.
Oh, look.
Oh,
love that.
Wow, that was cool.
Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Right there.
Oh, beautiful.
Sweet.
That was awesome.
Ring, you beautiful genius. Love it. So the mothership is great for that. You know, gives mobility.
Yeah.
Where Protoss in the late game doesn't have mobility.
Right.
You know? Being able to move that quickly is just something that only Zerg seems to be able to do.
And you can recall any unit, correct?
Yeah,
Air,
anything in that
ground,
yep.
anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Oh, overkill. Absolute overkill.
There's the GG.
There's the GG.
Good game. Well, thank you, Rank.
Yeah, and thanks, Ring. We really appreciate that submission. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. Again, we're just gonna go over the real basics. Just want to mention again with your Forge Fast Expand.
Yep.
Your priority at the very beginning is to get a relatively solid wall.
Yep.
You can leave a very small opening in between buildings if you want, for example, for a zealot. But those two cannons are a necessity at holding off any early attacks.
And I think the mistake and the correction that Ring made here with his Forge Fast Expand is the Forge Fast Expand gave him the economy
the 2 base
increase.
Yes.
And in his mistake, he continued to expand without then building the army.
Right.
Or in this case, he had the fast expand, he had the money, then he built the army.
Perfect.
He attacked, like you said,
yep.
and then expand.
Yeah, and
I
so
think that's maybe the biggest difference he made.
Oh, for sure, because he didn't actually get to see the value that second base would give the player.
Yeah, exactly.
Because again, guys, if you're going up against someone who's on 1 base, you cannot ignore the fact that a 1 basing player will generally beat a 2 basing player at the beginning. So you need an edge on your side, and that edge is going to be the wall.
Yep.
With a couple cannons and a couple units. That's all you're going to be able to do until your economy on those 2 bases starts to really outpace your opponent.
And I know we didn't see a fast attack from his opponent, but we've agreed, and we all can see by watching, that this wall would defend that far better than the first wall in our first game.
Now, one of the traps that you might fall into, and that we can really learn from Ring in this video, is yes, you have this wall. Don't rely on it for the whole game.
No. Yep.
Once you have your second base running, you've got some really nice production buildings going. Get that big army and move out into the center of the map.
Yep.
And
get that front control.
Yeah, get that front control. And once you have an engagement, then expand.
Yep.
Right. Excellent.
Perfect.
So I think that's all for this video. We want to say thank you, and check out our, I think our macro, was it our macro videos that touched on this a bit?
Yeah, our macro videos to kind of talk about this expand, talked a little bit about saturation.
Oh, and we
talked
have
a little bit about that math,
but
right?
we actually, sorry, that even better is the expand videos we did. Sorry. So we'll put a link up for the expand videos, invite you guys to take a look at that. And before we go, we just want to mention a couple quick things. Again, everyone, if you want to send in your replays or suggestions for videos, please send them to sc2mistakes@gmail.com or to info@sc2mistakes.com. Also, July 14th and 15th, SC2 Mistakes, me and Geo, we're going to be at the NASL Finals.
That's right, I can't wait.
That are going to be held in Toronto. Awesome. So if you guys are going to be there, look for two idiots in SC2 Mistakes t-shirts.
Yeah.
And we'll say hi, and maybe we can get your feedback from that as well. So hopefully you like the videos, subscribe, and leave comments, and we appreciate any feedback that you guys give us and all your replays. So I guess that's it. This is Agamemnon signing out for SC2 Mistakes.
And Furious Geo saying have a good evening, night, morning, afternoon,
lunch hour,
lunch break, whatever you're on right now.
Brunch,
lupper. Do people still say lupper?
Lupper?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
All right, guys. See you later.
Yeah, thanks a lot. See ya. Bye.